Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. What's going on? Hey now, this is Alma, and welcome to Ask Alma. Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Right. Let's get together. See what's going on. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Me, I'm good. I'm gonna take a minute for my cousins. Y'all know my whole 125 cousins because they support me. Those my girls.
And that
They
it
gonna log in, say hello, hello. Let me know you're here. I am ready for a fantastic show tonight. Last week, thank you guys so much. Last week, I got so many questions. I'm not going to be able to get to all of them this week. But if you don't hear your question this week, trust me, we will have it on next week. Just settle in with us because we are grateful for the many questions that you are sending me. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yes. Hello again. And I'm going to welcome my guest in tonight so we can get started. Come on in here, panel. How y'all doing? Hi, Dee Dee.
Hey, Alma. Hey, Robin. Hey, Donnie.
Hi, Robin.
Hey, Alma. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Donnie, what is going on with your nephew? Where are you? What is happening? Where's my nephew? Does he need me to come where he is? You need Aunt Alma up there where you are?
Donnie is muted.
Yeah. And frozen.
Donnie,
Donnie, you're muted.
Uh-oh. That's right. I know.
Wait a minute,
There you go.
We can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, currently I'm sitting out front of the Apollo, waiting on Steve Harvey to come out, see if I can buy a couple of dollars.
And you have to tell him that you're on the Ask Alma Live.
I know,
We need
right?
to have him on the show.
I know, right? Get him on here. We can do better than him and cousin Tom. We can do better than that.
Actually, we can. Yes, in so many ways. In so many ways, nephew. Absolutely. So, you guys, let me do the disclaimer first because we got about 4 questions tonight. That's a lot. We're going to try to squeeze them all in. So
You better shout out to cousin Tracy and cousin Gail who just arrived.
Cousin Gail, cousin Tracy.
And
How
Pat
y'all
Walk Up
doing?
is with us. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Pat. Disclaimer, fun show, y'all. I'm telling you. Fun, straight up. We gonna be kind with our words, but we will definitely be honest. Oh, Robert, we not being kind. We will definitely.
That implies we have to be kind.
Yeah,
Or that we need to be especially kind today.
You gotta watch Robin.
We are kind. We are. What was that thing? You are kind. You are important.
You are intelligent. You are important.
Right.
You are smart, not intelligent.
Smart.
You are
That's
smart.
What it is. You are smart. That's right. So we're gonna give it to you straight, not try to hurt your feelings. And we are not trained professionals. So if you need to talk to someone, we encourage you to seek the
Professional help.
I gotta start over. I was getting ready to say something. Y'all would be so proud of me. I sucked that sucker in so fast. Dang, I'm proud of myself.
We are proud of you.
Hey, Norm, I'm gonna walk into the Red Lobster and sit at the bar of the Red Lobster to cut off some of this background noise.
You gonna order something? So you gonna order something while you're in there? So you guys, honestly, if you need to seek the help of a professional, we fully encourage that. Absolutely. Please do that. So, like I mentioned, we got 4 questions. One question is a continuation from last week because that one was getting so much feedback, and we were at the end of the show. And people actually commented and sent in. Hi, Rosie, my sister-in-law. people sent in comments and emails about it. So I just want to touch on it a little bit longer because I don't think we really identified a decent answer for this woman. Okay, you guys. So that's why I want to play it again. So, who was at the Apollo, Donnie? Okay. We're going to do our show from the Apollo one night.
Donnie is so cool.
Right? He's just strolling. He's just strolling the streets.
Ask Alma from
enjoying
the
the weather.
City.
You could be our man on the streets. Just stop people. Watch
Right.
this.
There you go. What you think about this?
Right. I like that idea. Okay, we're going to mute you, Donnie, because we're getting ready to replay our question of last week. Okay, ladies, here's question number 1.
Hey, Ask Alma fans, Lee Ivory here, reading one of the questions of the week. Dear Alma, I'm an avid watcher of the show, and I've never missed an episode, so I'm hoping that you and your panel can help me with some advice. I'm a twice married father of 2 adults, my daughter from my first marriage, and my stepson from my current marriage. My daughter has 2 young children. Almost 2 years ago, my daughter reached out to me for advice. She was considering having her mother move in and live with her. Even though we have a daughter together, my first wife and I were only together for a relatively short time. When it became clear that our marriage wasn't going to work, we agreed that it'd be best to separate while our daughter was still very young in order to minimize the potential drama for her. I've made a commitment to refrain from saying negative things about my first wife to my daughter, who's now in her late 30s. However, I also told her that I would always be honest with her if she asked me a question or my opinion. I told her that I thought moving her mom into her home was a bad idea. She said that she felt a sense of obligation to do it as the only child. Shortly after the move, her mother's health deteriorated rapidly. She refused to follow her doctor's orders and simultaneously complicated our daughter's life by failing to respect that it's her home and that her mom is living there as a guest. My daughter became trapped in the loop of overseeing her mom's care and treatment and serving as the sole provider for her household. Throughout the process, my daughter continues to call me for advice on what she should do, and it's clear that her mother's presence is only making things more stressful for her. My daughter almost lost both of her parents in the same month earlier this year, adding to her stress. While my health situation was sudden and has since improved dramatically, her mother's is only worsened to the point where it can now be stabilized but not improved. While I want to be there for my daughter, I've tried to have as little to do with her mom as possible since my daughter was a teenager, and so I have no emotional connection to her mom. Ultimately, though, I feel that if I do not step into the situation, she'll continue to be burdensome and emotionally abusive to our daughter, who feels guilty about wanting her mother out of the home. I told her to prepare a list of rules for her mom and a timeline to meet them, with the ultimatum that she will have to leave if she cannot abide by the rules of the house. But she says if she makes her mom leave and something happens afterwards, she'll never forgive herself. My friends say that I need to step in, but family and others that know all parties feel that my daughter should be the one to make and enforce any decisions. Alma, what do you think I should do?
Lee Ivory, we love you. Thank you for reading that question. He is one of our daily guest panelists. So last week we heard the question and the panel basically touched on, do you feel an obligation to care for a parent, and had conversations about that, but it never really answered the question. So that's why I'm pulling it into this week, because the question is, the dad wants to know, should he be a part of these decisions and in discussions with his daughter on what would be best for her? This daughter is an adult, late 30s, single mother, 2 kids. Or should he step back and just let the daughter deal with the situation on her own? Oh my gosh, that's so hard.
Yes.
That is so hard.
Well,
Donnie, you're a guy. I know what I think. And I'm not saying that women will have different answers than men, but I am really interested in what you think about this.
the first thing I'm gonna say is it's amazing how a lot of these questions remind me of how much I've been through in my life. I lost my mother, and I'm not even gonna say I lost my mother. My mother passed away a year ago. I refused to be a part of it. I got a phone call from my ex saying that she was going up to see her and she was asking for me, this, that, and the other, and I refused to go. So my mother passed away without seeing me one last time. That was a decision that I had to make. It wasn't as hard as most might think, but the abuse, the neglect over the years, I never got over it. I don't feel guilty. I do feel sad from time to time, but that decision is for his daughter. If he has no dealing with the mom anymore, I even went through that with my kids' parents who passed away 11 years ago.
Right.
She was a terrible person. She was just the worst person I think I probably ever met in my life. I fell in love with her, didn't know how she was until later on. That decision is up to her, man. Man, people look at me like, man, that's your mother. You can't, man. Y'all don't know what I went through with my mother.
Yeah.
I didn't have to be there. We made our peace. I moved her in with me a couple years before she died. I got a house, got lucky, and came upon a house. Found my mother in the shelter. Moved her in my house for 2 years.
Yeah.
She did me dirty again. So
Yeah.
I had to put her out. I made my peace with her though. We
Yeah.
spoke, told her I loved her. I said, but you can't stay here no more. You got to go back to where you came from, Mom.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I
And
saw her.
you're not the only person that I know who has made that decision, which wasn't the decision I made. And I said to the other person, oh, how could, like you said, people say, oh, how could you do that? And that person was like, hey, you don't know my story.
Right.
Right.
You're giving me an answer based on your story, not my story. So it is important for us to consider all of what is happening between the two people. So, Robin, what's your take? Do you think the dad should jump in, or is
No.
this
No.
really?
He said no. He told her no in the first place.
Yeah,
He hasn't been connected to the ex-wife since the child was a teenager. That's been almost 20 years now. He held up his end of the bargain as far as I'm concerned in being a good parent and not disparaging her. And this daughter has made the kind decision to help her mother. It's on her now. He should have no more discussion about it, as far as I'm concerned, unless the daughter is at wit's end and begs him to have some kind of conversation. But if I were him, I would step out of it because it's a lose-lose for him.
And he can
It's an
continue.
absolute.
I'm sorry, Robert. He could continue to support his daughter and his grandchildren and remove himself from this decision. Once she makes the decision, he can continue to support her any way he wants to for her, and he should be there for her. But this decision has to be hers.
I don't know what
And
that. I
based
don't know
on
what that means as far as support. Are you saying when the money gets low and she gets crazy, he's supposed to then
oh
step
no,
up?
I mean whatever emotional and financial support he's done for the daughter already, not the ex-wife. You know, he should still be there for her, but he shouldn't. I'm saying he should not step in and help her make this decision.
So she makes
I'm
the
agreeing with
decision.
you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
she
think
makes
she
the
yes.
decision, and then she has to live with the decision that she makes.
Exactly.
Right.
And when
Exactly.
it goes wrong, she can't call her dad to fix it.
But she can
And
call her dad to talk about
she
it.
can
I
talk
mean,
about
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yes, to
Oh, I
vent
don't think there
about
should
it.
be any expectation for the father to fix it. But of course, he's going to be there for her, and he should be. But I think
Emotional
the
But
support.
decision
I
absolutely has
don't
to
know
be
that he's
hers.
going to be there for her.
Emotional.
For the daughter?
He should
I,
be there for emotional support. He should be a sounding
Yeah.
board.
I mean,
A sounding board.
it depends on what we're talking about as support. Here's the problem. He doesn't want to talk about badly about his
right.
ex.
Well, he can
And
listen. He doesn't have
okay,
to
so
talk.
you can
All
call
these
me.
years,
You're gonna call me and I'm just gonna listen for an hour and a half and not say anything?
No.
Yes.
Nah,
No.
If yes,
He should be
Yes.
he should be a sounding board for her. Period.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So when she calls and say, "Oh my gosh, she's driving me crazy," he should just listen.
Yeah.
You just
Absolutely.
And
say,
then just
"Oh my
listen.
God," and just mirror her like they say in counseling, and just say, "Oh my God, she's driving you crazy."
Right. And then she goes, "I don't know if I can take it." He can go, "Oh
And
my
then I'll
gosh,
say, "Wow,
know if can
you're
take
not sure if you can take it, huh?"
and they can talk about something else. But she needs someone to talk to, and he's always been a support for her.
And he
So
could
he can be
he can always say, "Hold on, baby. I think my dog is in there trying to make soup. Let me call you back."
I think that's
Annette
asking a lot of him.
says, "My father's opinions are very important to me, which my father is 90 years old. I am 65. He will be 66 years of age in October. I called my father yesterday to get his opinion of a matter in my life." But it sounds like, Annette, your father is willing to give, his opinion about things. This father isn't interested in involving himself
Well, no,
in this
I can't say
relationship.
he's not interested
I don't
until
think he's not interested. I think he gave his opinion.
He gave
and
his
she
opinion.
went against it. He gave his opinion to her. He said, "You should not, under
Okay.
any circumstances," and she did it anyway. And
Anyway.
see, that's the thing for me.
That's what my problem with it.
Yeah, that he gave her his upfront, honest opinion, which he said, "I will always provide this for you." And she went against it. So it was almost like me when I was much younger and found myself in Philly. But D, we ain't got to get into all those details. But my father, the Reverend, was like, "Go, my child, with that decision.
Right.
Check you later." And
when you came back, he may not have said, "See, I told you so," but he was absolutely supportive of every decision you made after that, whether he agreed with them or not.
Only when I came back, though, when I was in it, he did not offer me anything.
Okay.
Because he was like, why are you calling me? Why are you calling me? Now, when, again, when you make a decision, you have to be fully prepared for it. You don't get to see, I don't think, even if it's a parent, you don't get to make a decision. And then when it gets to be too much, then you want somebody to dump it on. Life doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Who, like, I'm supposed to be the one that you dump it? No.
And look, to be on top of that, when you get out of it, I heard this, the first thing I heard, I didn't hear the whole thing, but the mother apparently was abusive. Once you walk away and make a conscious decision to get away from anything or anybody that's abusive,
right, that's hurtful.
You manage to get away and you make peace with that? Nah. You're
make
not
your
going
peace.
back. I don't care what the circumstances is. I don't care if it's my daughter, my mother, whoever. Once I get away from that situation, I'm not going back. You can call me and tell me about it. I'll be like, "I told you so," but that's it. I'm not going back. I'm not
See, and I don't even want to hear that. I don't want to be in the position of saying, "I told you so."
Right.
I want to say to my 37-year-old child, we had this discussion. You made your decision. I believe in you, that you're going to do the right thing, but I'm not going to be the dumping ground for when the problem comes up, because I made my exit.
Right. And I told you
I told you my opinion. And so now make the best decisions. I'm behind you all the way. Right. But I would say, listen, I worked very hard at not disparaging your mother in your formative years.
Which is admirable.
I don't want to fall back on that.
Right.
Yeah. And my mother used to tell me too. My mother had a ground rule, and I'm not trying to push through this question because I know we got 3 more, but I hope that we can get to the other 3. But my mother would never talk to me about what was happening in my marriage. And I was so angry with her in the beginning. And she was like, "No, because you go back, you fine, you vented, you just said all your stuff. You go back and y'all all kissy. And I'm looking across the room going, I could punch him in the throat." Like,
exactly.
What? So
I think our mamas might be related.
I know, right?
But not only did my mother not do that, for me, she told my husband, if she walks out and leaves you, she's not here. because that is not my situation, right? So you all figure out how to work that out. You decided to be married. You decide to figure out how to
Although if I walked out, he could have called my daddy because I
Oh.
sure enough called my daddy before I
He could have called my mom, but she would have been like, "No, you can't stay here."
No, I probably could call my mama, but I could call my daddy. But anyway, because Gil says now that I am so spoiled by my father, and he is still paying for it every day of his life. So I don't disagree with that. I was spoiled by my daddy. But anyway, this is tough. I think this is tough because I feel for her. I do understand like wanting to do all that you can because the other side of it is an ending. But you really have to say some prayers and be very, very careful and clear about your decision making. How about that? Y'all think that's a good one?
Yes, Annette made a comment. She said, "My late mother stated to me when I was younger to go and make my mistakes while I'm younger, rather than making the mistakes while I'm older. That she shall stand behind me."
Yeah, but this isn't a mistake.
This isn't. This
This
is.
is
right.
a
This wasn't.
parent who is in bad health. That's so you
Who is consciously in bad health. She is
right
creating the issues that she has. She's not taking care of herself. She's not
exactly
doing the things she needs to do, and she is unpleasant.
yes.
So
So say some prayers, make your peace with God, and then make a decision. I think, and I think like either decision is going to be difficult,
well, if
but
the young woman is watching the last week, I think Pat said you can support your mother without doing it in your home.
yeah,
Perhaps she could move her to a nursing home or find a nurse that can take care of her, so she would not have to continue to accept that abuse in her own home.
right. And you can be supportive without being the one who's offering the support 24/7.
Right, love from afar.
Yeah, yeah. Um I have I was going to read some of the comments that we got off of this, but we've been discussing it. So I will post those um after the show in the comment section. Thank you guys for this. This is tough. Like, sweetie, you be prayerful and make your decision. There's no right or wrong, but you have to live with that decision. Okay. So let's go with question number 2.
Good evening. I'm here to ask a question for Ask Alma. Here's the question. We were recently at a cookout at my cousin's house, and I went over to sit on my husband's lap. The next thing I knew, he pulled up my dress all the way over my head. I was so embarrassed. My niece came over to help me get my dress down. I'm a curvy girl, so it wasn't easy. I couldn't believe he did it in front of everybody. All of our family and friends were there. He said he asked me not to sit on his lap because his leg was hurting. What should I do? Why do you think he did that?
That's the wrong question. Like, why do I think he did it? That's not the question you should be asking me, but it was the one that you wrote. Um, I don't know why he did that. And it was disrespectful. I can't even imagine standing in front of a crowd because my husband pulled my dress up so everybody could see my underwear, basically. Donnie, why did he do that? You're a guy. You're not that kind
Donnie's
of
catching
guy,
it today.
but you're not that kind of guy, nephew. I know that. But why would a guy do that?
Uh, did you say y'all? First of all, let's clear that up.
No, 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 no. You not didn't say y'all. I said you were not that kind of guy.
Yeah, that right here. Honestly, he said they was at a cookout, right?
Yeah,
Okay, well, first of all, it was my cookout. I had to put his ass out.
right.
Invited her to stay. She had a free played or whatever. But that is no answer for that. That's just disrespect. And that's her husband. Right?
Yeah.
There's so much more going on with them.
The question needs to be, why are you asking Alma this and why are you not getting rid of this food? Like,
that was the question. Exactly. That's why I said I don't think she asked the right question.
Right.
Robin, what do you think?
She asked the right question. Hopefully she's ready for this answer. He doesn't like you.
Right.
Oh wait, I'm not laughing.
He doesn't like you.
Her. No, that's
no,
very,
seriously.
Very
this is a much bigger picture.
He does not even like you.
He doesn't even like you.
Doesn't like you.
Wow. We're not even going to touch on love because he really just doesn't.
He doesn't like you.
Like you. Exactly. And if he could do something like that, that is so humiliating. He wanted to humiliate you.
Right.
In front of your family and friends.
Right.
Yes. That's what he wanted to do. And you know what? He succeeded at it.
Yeah.
So the next question is not why did he do that, but what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Let it sink in that he does not even like you. You got to wrap your mind around that.
Even if his leg was hurting, cuz he should have spreaded him out and let her butt fall on the ground.
Or pushed,
he could have just
strung her away and said, I'm telling you,
I told you my leg hurt.
Exactly. Stop. Okay, so you got to wrap your mind around the fact that he doesn't like you.
Pretty much.
And I don't know if you want to try to delve into why he doesn't like you, but just understand this: if he was going to do that, he's liable to do something else, something more, and so I wouldn't put myself in that position. And likely has.
This probably has been going on for a long time. They probably had some crazy discussion about it, about affection or public or PDA or any one of those things, and then she attempted to do it, and he decided, okay, well, obviously she's not listening, so let me embarrass her in front of her own family.
You know what they say is one of the strongest aphrodisiacs is rejection.
I believe that.
Because when somebody rejects you, and it's like you just gotta have them. You just gotta prove yourself worthy. You just gotta. It's for
under
me.
50,
That's
under 50, because over 50 rejection is fine. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
So good.
And that Philip says he hates her.
Yeah, he hates her.
Bernard said, "That's my other nephew. It was totally uncalled for, but you are correct on Alma. Hey, he wanted to make a statement. He told her not to sit on his leg, and he felt she didn't hear him. Therefore, he acted so she would hear. Oh, she heard. Well, I heard him. I don't know if she heard him, but I heard him. I heard him loud and clear.
Yeah,
loud and clear.
No, you wouldn't do that to somebody just because they didn't hear you."
Right. I'm with you, Demeen, because the girls would have been all in. We would have punched him in the throat.
Hey, look, the real question is not about that dress. The real question is what the hell is going on at home if he could do that in public.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That's a good point, Donnie. Yeah. Okay, girl, we have no advice for you.
Run.
Our advice is to pack your bags or his bag.
Right.
Your choice.
Run, baby.
Your choice.
Run.
Right.
Stop taking that kind of abuse.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Go get you some hot grits. Treat his ass like Al Green.
Oh my.
We got to be careful for Donnie and Demeen. My goodness, they're you ready for a beatdown? So
hey, our suggestion is love yourself. How about that?
Yes.
Stop trying to make him love you. Love yourself.
And the other thing that I like to tell young women, love yourself more than you love him. Because some of them love themselves, but they love them more. Love yourself more than you love him. Yes, indeed. Donnie, what were you going to add?
A friend of mine sitting right here talking about something. Call Medea. She'll handle it.
She got this. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Let's go to question number 3.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim, and I'm this week's BVR. Today's letter says, Dear Alma, I met a really nice guy online, and we seemed to hit it off so well. I'm almost nervous. You know how something can be too good to be true? We're both seasoned, over 50, and are established in our chosen fields. Again, everything is great except one thing, his ex-wife. Both of us are married and divorced. Here's the thing I have a problem with. His ex-wife constantly calls and sends him text messages. She's remarried, and he says they both have gone on with their lives, but I disagree. She will order groceries and have them sent to his house. She has a key, and she'll come by and clean and wash his clothes and whatever he needs to be done. She'll bake his favorite dessert and leave it in the refrigerator. Yeah, it's the house they lived in together, but I don't think it's appropriate. We just started our thing, so I don't want to scare him off. It was just 10 months speaking online, 6 months, and 6 months ago we met in person. Can I tell him I'm uncomfortable with the relationship he has with his ex, and especially with her having a key to his home?
Kim, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. She got me out of a jam. Y'all know that's Ava's other grandma. Me and her are connected. Um, so hi July, that's my cousin in North Carolina. Okay, so you met a guy, things are working, but the ex-wife has a key.
That's
And
separate.
like,
Which may have worked when he was single.
That's
I mean,
separate.
my first thought was, where's her husband and why is he okay with this? But that worked. But once he decided to get into a relationship, she needed to give the key back. And yes, I think it's okay for her to tell him that she's uncomfortable with that. And if he responds, well, my ex-wife is always going to have a key to my house, then, I'm out.
oh, but wait,
I mean,
is 6 months enough time though? Do you think?
I think 6 months is enough time for her to say, this looks like we might be, going somewhere, and I am uncomfortable or with your ex-wife having a key to your house. Can you talk to me about that? She doesn't
Right.
have to give him an ultimatum, but let's talk about this. I adore my ex-husband, but he does not have a key to my house.
Right.
And
See,
we have a child together,
it's
but
all
he
about
can't
what.
just.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What'd you say, Donnie?
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was about to say it's that situation. If he's honest and upfront about it, it becomes a situation of what she is willing to put up with. No matter how wonderful she thinks he is, if that's who he is and that's what he's doing, and he's telling her that, at this point it's up to her whether to stay or roll. Like, you know what, I know you cool, but I can't deal with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and step off. That's up to her at this point.
Right.
I mean, at least he not hiding it. If he was hiding it, it'd be something different. But man, she got the key. Oh, by the way, my ex gonna stop paying and wash my drawers. Be honest with her about it. If she got any sense or she don't like, she's like, oh, you know what, you want your drawers to go to hell. But I mean, that's up to her, I think.
I know, and I'm with Demean. What Andy? I think you touched on this in the beginning. What does her husband have to say about this?
He thinks she's at the mall. She's over at the ex-husband's house doing laundry and baking goodies.
And you have to be careful about what you're going to object to, because are you going to start it? Like my husband had female friends, but not like that. But I mean, what does that mean? Is she going to start buying and ordering his groceries? Will she start baking?
It depends on
the girlfriend?
The new girlfriend.
I'm not
to do the things that his ex is doing. I mean, I don't know.
At some point, depending on how the relationship evolves, perhaps I may one day do his laundry. That is possible. It's also, but that is, I'm not going to start doing laundry and start. What's funny? Robin's twitching. You lying and a grunt. That is not true. That is not true. I may at some point. You are lying and a grunt. That is never gonna happen. That's not true. I would do his laundry. Now, what you can attest to is I will not be baking. I will find the best bakery in the world. There's a fantastic one in Georgetown. I will not be dropping off goodies.
Oh my God.
That will not be happening. But I'm not going to consciously do the things that she does for him so I can fill that gap for him.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care if she bakes and and says, "Oh, I baked this cake. Do you want it? Can I bring it by?" She just can't let herself in to do that.
So
That's an issue for me.
So I got a question. What's your issue? If that's the case, do you take him seriously, or do you treat it as a casual relationship and be like, "You better call your damn wife. I ain't washing your clothes." I mean, how do you handle that though? Do you want to be with him, or do you think he's a joke? Like, you said you're not gonna do the laundry, but are you still gonna date him? That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say I wouldn't do the laundry. These ladies said I wouldn't do the laundry. But he's a grown man, so he can choose to do his own laundry if this is a relationship that he wants to be in. I mean, obviously, if I had somebody to do my laundry, I would let them. I mean, I wouldn't stop them. So right now he's got this fantastic situation where his ex-wife comes over and brings food, and he has a concierge. Yeah, I would do that too. But I'm not going to replace what she does for him. But I would have an issue with her just dropping in and making these things happen.
Yeah, that key thing is a lot.
The key thing is a lot.
Yeah.
Robin.
That's a lot.
Okay, that's a lot, and I'm going to resist
Don't resist,
I'm going to I'm going to resist projecting what I would like in a relationship and a man onto her. She's asking the question, can she ask or tell him that she's bothered by it? And yes, you can tell him that you're bothered by it, and just please be ready for when he says, "I'm not bothered by it." Okay, and that's keeping it real. Now, like, keep your little feelings together when he says, "Well, I like the arrangement."
Right. See, I think I'm with
if you put it on the table, then I can say we had this conversation, and I can say, okay, I'm gonna learn to live with this, or I can say I can go. But there has to be that conversation needs to happen.
Absolutely.
She can't pretend like that. This I was gonna call a chick. This woman letting herself in. Like, I like cake too, so I might enjoy whatever I'm not sure I would eat whatever she was baking, but the conversation has to happen.
Robin gonna go get a gallon of Tide to pour right in his gas tank.
Me personally, I will walk away from it because that's a clear sign of unfinished business.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Pat says, seriously, I would worry that he is accustomed to not having to take care of.
Yeah, I'm not interested in a man like that.
Right.
Mama's boy.
And Demeen says, are they over?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's a clear sign of unfinished business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if in 6 months I would say something. I think if we were still seeing each other 8, 9, 10 months later.
Might as well do it now. No time like
if I'd have found out about it in week 2, I'd have said something.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
because I would have said, what's going on? To me, this is unusual behavior. What's going on? Why is she doing this? Why are you interested in her doing this?
Right.
Why did you leave? Why did you depart?
Divorce. Right.
Why did you divorce if she's still doing these intimate things for you and you're okay with it? Something is clearly that's unusual. We would have to have a discussion. I would have brought it up immediately.
Maybe he is a Mr. Right now, and she still needs to figure out if he's a Mr. Right.
This woman has a husband. She has her own, essentially her own life and her own home. This is if she naked on the couch when they come up running out.
Ooh, I like that.
Do they have swingers laundromat somewhere I don't know about?
I'm sure they do.
This sound like
just Google it. Google it, Donnie. You'll find swingers laundromats.
This sounds like a whole bunch of sexy laundry going on.
It's some craziness going on. I don't want to be there when the husband, that woman's husband, busts in with a gun and.
I know. No.
Oh no.
It's
I don't need
illegal.
mess.
I don't want to be there when the new girl accidentally uses the ex-wife's laundry detergent. And, oh my God, it's gonna be a problem.
She'd be like, "Why is this empty?
She gonna bust it
I
out.
just
Mr.
bought
Girl, you got
this."
the key? She gonna bust it out. Talking about, hold up now. I know that did not. Just know she did not.
That's funny. Laundry
That is
detergent is
totally funny.
expensive.
But the
Yes.
thing, like maybe it's me, but as long as we're dating, I'm not washing your clothes. Even when we get
Absolutely
married,
never.
no. Like it's certain things I'm just not gonna do while we're dating. So I don't really care who's doing those things for you. But I
I
think I
do.
would ask. I don't care who washes his clothes as long as they're clean. I really
And
don't.
for me, it's not just that she's washing the clothes; it's that she's letting herself in.
Like for
And
me,
That
that
is
is
it's
the
my
the
biggest
key.
thing.
Yeah,
that is
for me,
my
it's the key.
That's
Right.
the biggest
right. It's
thing.
the
The key
Yeah.
key.
is
For me,
stupid.
it's the key. And
And
wait
while
a
he's
minute.
not home, having an emergency key in case something happens to him or something, okay. But apparently, even during it, that was her house too.
Right.
So
Right.
she is obviously never given up
The
that
key.
home as her own,
Right.
and still
Right.
feels very comfortable being in that home. So
Yeah.
even if we got together, established a relationship, I moved in, we got whatever, she's always going to feel like that's her home.
That's a
And
good
she can
point.
come and go as she pleases, which is a real problem.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm surprised that Alma at the 16th months mark would not just call the locksmith,
Yeah. Right.
have the locks changed, and
Right.
give him the new key
That's all.
and say,
Here you go.
here you go.
Here
But the
you go,
girlfriend
baby.
can't do that.
Well,
Alma would do that.
look, we have new furniture, girl.
Yeah,
you
the
know
whole
me.
thing would be
Like,
it wouldn't be her house anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
Even be, she wouldn't recognize where she was when she walked in that
Alma
bad boy.
would just
Yes,
fix it.
that's how I am.
Mhm.
But I also think with COVID, remember they've only been seeing each other for
6
6
months.
months. Yeah. So
Just today there was a Red Table Talk on. It was Jada Smith and Will Smith's first wife, and they were sharing the story about how initially, obviously, they had some issues, and the wife said she called the house and was rude, and Jada hung up on her. And when she called back, she said, "You're living in the house I chose." And Jada's response was, "But it's mine now." And this makes me think of that. It's like you can't
I'm not
continue
moving to her
to
house anyway. For me,
right.
like we're gonna need to sell that one and establish a new space for ourselves. Like
That's how I got my house.
Yeah,
He had lived in that house for 18 years with all of his string of females, and when he got married, his wife said, "We are not staying here."
No.
So I got a really good deal in the house because she was like, "Dude, we gotta go. We're
We
not
would have
staying
to go.
here."
We would have
Right.
to go.
Right.
I think we want to tell her start with the key. And everything else will follow. I want to quickly get our fourth question.
I want to tell her, do you really want to mess with a man that don't know how to wash his own damn clothes?
Right, exactly. All of that.
But we don't know if he doesn't know how. He's just chosen not to.
No, if he knows and he really wanted to, he would do it.
Right.
Because men do what they have to for the women that they want to be with. I learned that. Hey. Did y'all write that down? Young women, write that down. Hashtag. Is it hashtag, Donnie? Hashtag.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying at all.
So, okay, let's listen to our last question of the evening.
My name is Delphia, and I'm here to read your question tonight for Ask Alma. Dear Alma, I have a male friend who is an excellent singer throughout the DMV area who provides his gift for weddings, church events, funerals, or wherever he's asked. His problem is that he doesn't get paid at some of these events, and he's beginning to feel as though he's being taken advantage of. Should he do a contract with a flat rate and have it signed before providing these services? Or just accept love donations if he receives that and still provide his services? People, especially church folk, have told him that he shouldn't charge at all since he is providing a gift from God.
You know, I love Delphia. Thank you for reading that for me. I appreciate you so much.
What is the tale that Aretha Franklin carried her purse on stage because she wanted her money before she sang
Get my money
notes?
first.
Yes.
Yes.
James Brown taught her that.
But But the
Get your
thing
money.
is,
Get your money first.
this guy is singing at church events and funerals, primarily funerals. So how do you handle that? Because the family is mourning. They have asked you to sing. Would you walk in and be, although now I will say the guy who sang at my mom's funeral, when he got there, he said, how will we handle the payment? Which was very kind. How will we handle the payment? And I said, I'm prepared. Here's your money. Now, this is something that happened that I'm going to speak about that I've never said anything about. You know me on Ask Alma, I can't help myself. I asked someone to sing at Leah's wedding and gave them a specific song to sing. It was one that she really liked, that meant a lot to her, and she asked me to do that. This guy showed up and sang, but told me walking into the church, oh, by the way, I won't be singing the song that you sent me. I'm going to sing. And then he told me something else. So this was like a wedding. What I was like, okay, because what else was I supposed to say? But I thought it was wrong on so many levels.
Yes.
So,
It was.
like Bernard said, even God gets paid on Sunday. You know what, nephew?
Tracy said they pay the preacher.
They pay
They
everyone.
do. They pay the preacher.
You pay the undertaker.
You pay the
It's
undertaker.
it's actually a way. Once again, I don't know how all these questions kind of relate to my life in some way, but I used to work at a flower shop, and I dealt with a lot of funeral homes in the area, and even selling flowers. After you pitch whatever you want or whatever you think they should have, you assess the situation. At the end of that conversation, I don't care what your business is, it should be, so how do you want to handle this payment? You wait for the right moment to say it, but you have to say it. Even with my t-shirt stuff, I require a deposit.
Right.
So I haven't run into anybody, that stiffed me yet, but it's going to happen. So I always make sure I get that deposit. I let them know I can't start for you unless put a 30% deposit down. Right. You got to do that in business. I don't care what you do, you have to do that. If you don't, it's bad business.
So is it business when it's associated with the church?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I mean. When I was dealing with all the families would come in when somebody died or whatever, it's an actual way that you're supposed to do it piece by piece, part by part, but you always have to work in. So how do you want to handle, how do you want to handle the payment?
Especially if you're asked, if you're asked to do it, especially you need to address that immediately. If you're sitting in the sitting in the audience and they say, "Oh, Brother Johnny's here. Would you grace us with a song?" Okay, you sing, and then we're going to take a love offering for Brother Johnny. But if you're asking me to perform specifically for an event, whatever that event is, you should be prepared to pay them, and you should pay them immediately. Not.
And so a funeral. I mean, I think it's hard for people to think that a funeral is an event.
It's hard, but
it is.
Yes.
And
if you bury somebody, you've already written quite a few checks, figuratively checks. Yeah. Everything that you get, you pay for. So you should expect to pay for that person as well. It's hard. It's a tough thing to do. But if you want to send your relative off in this beautiful environment, that includes the person who is singing for you, and they should be compensated as well.
The only time that may not happen is, we're not talking about a soloist. The only time that may not happen is if the church has a choir and they give an A and B selection. But even then, unless you are a member of that church, you pay. The probability is that you are going to pay the church something for the service.
The deacon's gonna work that in some kind of way.
Yes, you pay for the you pay for the maintenance guy that cleans after you leave.
Yes,
somebody picks up those petals or those flowers, and he gets paid too.
Right.
So
I had a funeral. A friend of mine passed away 2 weeks ago, and they threw something together in 2 weeks. But he wanted t-shirts, so I got an order to do 50 t-shirts. And I mean, so I did the first few, just because I know them. But then I had to make sure I had to call them and be like, okay, look, how you want to, handle these payments before I keep going. So I mean, even though I didn't want to do that, I wish I could have done it for free because I knew the guy.
Yeah.
But you got to get your money. You got to ask.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I think some of these people, the funeral at the church or the community, it are people that this person might know. So they
Right.
feel a little
Right.
guilty
Yeah.
asking a family, but business is business.
Business.
And
Right.
we would all love to do something for free, but we all work.
If I
So if
was
Right.
if
that's
I
his
wasn't sure
business,
if I wasn't sure if I should pay you or not, I would ask. Like
Right.
I consulted a real estate agent about something and I said, how are you compensated? Do I pay you or does the seller pay you? How does that work?
Right.
And she
Everybody.
said, you don't pay me because she works for a living. So maybe, that's the way to approach it. Is you ask first.
Yeah.
Do you
But
wish to
everybody.
be
Everybody.
compensated for this? And they may say no. I've known Miss Mary 100 years. I'll do it for free, but that
Right.
should
Right.
not be
Right.
the expectation.
Right. And
right.
everybody doesn't have that integrity because you got
No,
people
they
who
don't.
you'll go to at the last minute after everything's done and be like, oh damn, he ain't give you the money. Oh, hey, such ain't nobody give him the money for the you know what I'm saying? That's look.
Knowing nobody
Nobody,
did.
right?
That's when I pop my trunk. Be like, wait a minute, wait a damn minute.
Come back when
So
you.
the question really was, does he have the form um, contract ready to go, or what? What was the other
Or
option?
like that people think it is a gift from God
Oh
that
no,
he
no, no.
should
Okay.
offer
Yeah.
Contract.
Okay.
freely.
Contract.
Well, Gail says they have to pay the musician, even paying for the church choir. So apparently, everyone gets paid. The soloist should get paid as well.
Yeah.
I've never experienced them paying separately for the church choir, but the church is already paying for
Right.
the musician.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's part of the package when you pay
When you
the
when you
church.
pay to have your wedding there, you are paying for a number of those services.
Correct.
I
We
Correct.
will
was at a
provide.
funeral. I was at a funeral one time and they halted it, not in front of
Oh no, no,
everybody,
no, 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 no.
but they called some folks in the back before it started, like the viewing had started and the people were there viewing, and the family was there and everything. And the funeral home people, went to one of the family members and was like, we haven't been paid and we can't go on to step two until this is handled.
Why are
Like
you
they
telling my family
I've,
business?
I've had to go. I've had to walk into a funeral.
girl.
I've had to walk into a funeral and remove casket sprays off a casket.
No, Donnie.
Donnie.
No.
No. My
What?
boss was like, hey, nope. They didn't pay the payment. Didn't go through. Go get them flowers. I'm like, oh.
No, Donnie.
You're kidding.
I swear
Come on, Donnie.
I swear.
So you've
Donnie.
delivered them and then had to go back and get them.
I've had to go back and get flowers.
And
Oh
what?
my
Oh, did the
God.
family like threaten you or something?
Nah.
No, because you're a
I mean,
big
it was a
guy.
couple
Like
of
they
people
wouldn't
that
bother
wanted to
you.
say something, but
Right, you're
I
a big
mean,
guy.
they knew they didn't pay, so I mean,
They probably
That is
thought you
so
were just
sad.
rearranging them. They didn't think you were confiscating them.
No.
He's gonna move them over to the other side of the
No, oh my
church.
goodness! No, because even when they close the casket, they leave the spray on
Yeah,
top.
I think
yeah.
I might have said, oh no, this is the wrong one. Oh, I'll be right back or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Because my mom did not like flowers. Like if you sent her flowers, she didn't really like flowers. And I got her a really beautiful spread for her casket. And I almost had to chuckle because it shook them petals off the whole time. When they closed the casket, it would just kind of dangle and one would fall. And it wasn't the flowers, I do not believe. I believe it was my mother saying, "With the what? Really? I don't like flowers.
Right.
Didn't like them then. Don't like them now."
Yeah.
And I will add, Donnie, those sprays are expensive.
Expensive.
Very
Oh my
expensive.
gosh! Oh my
I know.
gosh! The
Very
florists.
expensive.
I
They
doubt if there are
are.
probably many florists that won't even think about delivering them at this point. Because I know a funeral home in my hometown, they were halting all kinds of things.
Right.
They were keeping bodies on ice because people were taking.
Yeah.
They were like, we need our money up front because
Yeah.
they used to
Wow.
just let you bury your relatives and then come back. No
Right.
more of that. If you're not cash apping, they're like, well, Aunt Betty will be here till you get back.
Right.
They're not as
Ooh.
forgiving and understanding even in your time of need as they used to be, because they were, not getting, once the person is, buried, what can you do? You can't give it back. So now they're saying, no, you need to pay us up front.
I think what Tracy said, a Cash App option is the best. And send over your Cash App information and say, if we could take care of that payment
now,
prior to, since you know that I will be there.
I'm going to perform. I'm on the program at 12:15. So
can you
you're like,
hit the Cash App?
Okay, where's the mic?
ain't no more. Ain't no more than we need to run down to the bank.
Right.
No. Hey, look, I got Zelle, I got Cash App, I got Apple Pay, I got the Chime Reader card, I got my own personal
Venmo. I accept checks, gift cards.
Man, what? Like, look,
we got it all.
It's almost Christmas. We went across the street to CVS to buy me a $500 worth of Toys R Us gift cards, and come on back. We can do
for my kids.
Lord have mercy.
I think that no matter what, if this is someone you're familiar with, it could be other members of the church, it could be family members of friends. Don't allow yourself to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely not.
You are offering a service, a wonderful service, because not everybody can sing. So if they ask you, you must have a beautiful voice. When they ask you, you have to believe in yourself enough. You have to have enough self-esteem about what you're doing and what you're providing, to tell them, I am heartbroken at your loss, but how do you want to handle the payment?
Well, it sounds like from the letter he has a reputation for being able to perform. That shouldn't even be a question. But he needs to say up front.
Yeah,
I would be happy to send off your loved one, but this is what I charge.
And here's my Cash App.
Right.
Like Donnie said.
PayPal.
It sound like he asking Alma, should he step back or should he go whip somebody's butt after their people just died?
He was trying to be nice
calm
about
him down. What should I do? Because I swear for God. That's what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh, can y'all believe the hour is ending? Oh my gosh. Donnie, so you are in New York. Are you?
Let me see.
You're outside the Apollo. Yay!
Broadcasting live from the Apollo Theater. This is
There you go.
Donnie, thank you so much for that. You are a wonderful nephew, because Donnie was out of town. I asked him to switch dates for me, which he did. He was out of town. He has some stuff going on. And he was like, Auntie, I got you. So I got mad love for you, Donnie. Yay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Me and my Patron and let the police about me move them.
Well, you have to move.
I'm about to put NYPD on here, tell them give you a shout out.
You have to move and do what they tell you to do.
Yeah, I don't.
No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Thank you, my darling. Dee Dee, thank you as always. Robin, girl.
Love you.
Love it. Love you guys. And we'll see y'all next week on Ask Alma, 7:00. Email.
I just received an alert for a parking space at the beach that I think we need to use.
Yes. Donnie, text me and let me know you got home okay.
Ooh, where'd he go?
You messing with me?
No, I see him, but text me and let me know you got home okay.
Okay, I just stay to do this. I'm on my way home right now.
Okay, and hang up and do what the police tells you to do.
Oh, no, I ain't worried about them people.
All right,
baby.
All right, love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week on Ask Alma. Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Don't be washed